Good evening. I'm gonna do a rerun of part 10 because I noticed that I told that speedboard story twice because I thought I told it in German and then whatever. So instead, I am gonna talk about the 90s, how it was a absolutely crazy time. We had lots of guests right from the beginning. It started off. With the girls helping me, and the place was like in no time was pretty full, and it just kept that momentum going on through the whole 90s. I had daily guest counts of probably minimum like two, three, mostly like 15, 20, sometimes 30, and my record was 44. So you can imagine that this place was jumping with the young people, and the party was going ongoing. And to me, it's kind of like a blur because it was just so much and so intense. So many people, people who have been up here, they know mostly exactly what happened up here, and when they come back, they tell me, "Oh, you don't remember?" And when I was there, that person was there too. But for me, of course, I can't remember who was with who and at which time and so on, um, as it was like just an ongoing thing. So, yes, we were like, it was a crazy party, ongoing party every night, or basically every day. Music on all the time, and people enjoyed themselves, and it had a good fun. And we did tours, and I had to like because I was only drove up once a day. So when I was on a tour, I would like let the people off on a like an attraction or something, and then I would go and do shopping and put all the goods under the seats that the people could still sit. Um, because basically I had to do shopping on every single tour because there were like 20, 30 people to look after. So I had to use every little chance I got to do shopping, grocery shopping, and market shopping, and all that. And but for me it was quite strenuous too because I would like be up, you know, talking to my guests in the evening, and then like 12, 1 o'clock, I would say, hey, I think I need to go to bed now because I have to get up early in the morning. And, oh, come on, have another drink with us, and, those kind of things. So then you'd have another drink, and it would be 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then I'd have to get up 7 o'clock again. So then after 3, 4 hours, if I was lucky, I got 5 hours sleep in the night. Um, so that was an ongoing thing. And of course, it was very difficult with relationship. My wife was yeah, it just didn't, it was very hard for both of us because there was just no time. I mean, my wife didn't really look after the business too much anyway. She was like up and down and all around, and she would drive up to Kingston to do her hair or something, and yes, those were the crazy 90s. And yeah, we did a lot of island tours too. Um, I did probably an island tour every 2 or 3 weeks. I would drive around the island and have like mostly like two nights. We would stay in different places. I At the beginning I always stayed at mostly in Port Antonio in one of the guest houses. And then one day I walked into the Trident Hotel with some guests, and And the owner of that at that time, Levy, that's the hotel with the castle, the White Castle attached to it. And the owner, Levy, was just at the front desk, and so we started talking, and he asked me what I about, and I said I have a great house on the other side of the island, and I do these island tours. And he said, why don't you come stay with me? Yeah. And I said, well, I don't know. I've looked at your prices. It's $500 a night for a room. That's a little bit over my budget. Yeah. And he said, oh no, I'll give you a really good special. And I said, well, what's the good special? And he said, well, I'll give you the rooms for little cottages. He had these little cottages, very nice cottages. I'll give them to you for $60. And I said, wow, $60. That's really a good deal, yeah. And so from then on, I always stayed there because I really loved it, and I kind of got my real relaxation because on sea level, it was very often too hot for me to sleep good. So I kind of like to have AC when I was on a tour, that I got some really good sleep, and that was really nice because the rooms had AC. And up here now is a different matter because here it's always cool in the night. I actually mostly have to use a blanket because the sheet is not enough. So up here you don't need AC, but on the coast it gets a lot hotter in the summer. And funnily enough, I very often had my peak season was off in July and August, which is nowadays really not there's not much going on. It's off season, but that time, it was holiday season in Europe, and a lot of people came over here, and I was very often really busy, and those are the times when it gets hot, like, and especially on the coast. So that was a great thing. And one day I walk into the hotel and say, yeah, I want to stay again. And he said, oh, guess who checked in today? And I said, I have no idea who did. He said, Mohammed, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He had checked into the castle and had rented the whole castle. So okay, so this is gonna be part 10, and I'll continue with part 11, of course. And so I wish you all a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully, if you stick around. And please like and subscribe. Let the channel grow. It would be a great help because I have some plans with this channel. I want to, once it grows to a certain thing, I want to, I'm thinking of starting a project which I already have. Actually, I already started a couple of years ago. It's like this sort of eco village project, and people have kind of bought into it, but I don't know, nobody has really come forward yet and started building a little house for themselves or something like that. So I'm hoping that this can slowly lead into this project, and it will, because that's the way I would like to go. Having little cottages in this little eco village because the place is really so beautiful, and it's just, from the climate, it's perfect. I mean, I think I couldn't imagine a more perfect climate than actually right up here on the coast. It's a little bit too hot for me in the summer. Here it's just absolutely lovely. I wouldn't even want to live up the top of the hill here because it gets too cool in the winter. I mean, it can get quite, like, it can get like 17, 18 degrees up there, and I think that I don't really like that. I mean, here I don't think I've ever experienced anything under 19 degrees, 19, and if it's 19 degrees, we're all freezing already. So and it doesn't get too hot here either, so it's just absolutely perfect. So, okay, see you in the next video, and like and subscribe.